You've been visiting areas that have been badly hit by the storm. Where are you right now? What are you seeing? Give us a sense of the scale and magnitude of this disaster on the ground.
Thank you very much, Krishni. Yes, today we visited different areas that were affected by the storm. I must start by saying in the morning we had a briefing with the disaster management team from the province and the Tequini municipality, where they were giving us an account of all the disasters in the province and the municipality. From there, we moved to King Edward Hospital, where we looked at the damage there. The damage is at the medical outpatients department, the general outpatients department, pharmacy, and some wards were flooded. The F block theatre was also flooded. We then went to Prince Mshini Hospital, where a wall collapsed, fatally wounding 2 patients. That incident saw other 2 patients incurring serious injuries. One is in the hospital, but we are told that at Eddington Hospital, a roof was blown away, and the dental block roof was blown away in the Gateway Clinic and Casualty Ward. Arcane Hospital, it was the casualty section and resuscitation room, and then St. Aidan's Hospital went to its hospital as well. We also Claywood Hospital. But at the Prince Mshini Hospital, we also visited the one gentleman who was seriously injured. He had a fracture, comminuted fracture. He's still in hospital. From there, we went to the Comtech High School. It's a technical school, big high school with boarding facilities, where a big area was affected by the rain. The workshops in the school, classrooms in the school, the boarding school. We visited the boys' boarding school. The rooms were damaged. Trees from the same yard in the school were uprooted. Then from there we visited a family where this young lady went to hospital post cesarean section. 7 days after cesarean section, she was carrying a baby. She went to the hospital to fetch her certificate. When she was coming out, the storm started and she took shelter next to the wall. It's one of the people who died. The wall collapsed on them, but fortunately, the baby just slipped off from her hands, and the baby was not affected. We also visited the hostel, where it's the Hayes Hostel, the railway hostel, where people from the nearby informal settlements were housed in the hall. We gave them food, blankets, and toiletries. We also visited a private area where there are flats that were hanging from underneath all the soil has been moved away. So we've been visiting different places.
We're trying to understand the process further. How do you actually determine which areas will be declared disaster zones? When can we expect the interim assessment report? And when will we see the funds flowing through to assist those who need it the most?
Okay. What we're going to do right now, we at the Disaster Management Center at Tequini, where we will be debriefing and collecting more information about the disasters. And then this whole information will be taken to the Provincial Executive Council, where they will then assess and see whether it must be declared a provincial disaster area or municipality disaster area or a national disaster area. It will be determined by all the reports that will be sending to the Provincial Executive Council. But what the Provincial Executive Council did, there's an MEC's committee on budget that sat yesterday trying to think of the priority areas, because the process of assessing whether this to be declared a disaster area is going to take a bit longer. But the MinCombat said trying to prioritize which areas. For instance, the schools that are having high schools that are having people will be writing matric exams will be a priority. and other areas. So that's what we're doing in the province. Right now, we're back at the Disaster Management Center, where we'll be sitting and debriefing. And then we leave the technical team to sit down and then collect the information and get more information, because some of the stories we don't know about, but they are coming in now. So we'll make sure that maybe a day or two, we will then have a report that will go to the Provincial Executive Council.
Waziwe Thusi, thank you for your time. Thank you for your time on the SABC News Desk. I'm afraid we are running out of time. We'll have to continue this conversation at a future point. That was Waziwe Thusi. She's the acting MEC for KZN Cogta, joining us on the line there from Durban. Let's move on to some other news now. The Life Esidimeni project manager has conceded that he was